The refugees from Syria, now desperate to reach Europe, are fleeing not just one war, but several. There's the war by ISIS to install and expand what it calls an Islamic caliphate, and the war between the Syrian regime of Bashar al-Assad and rebels seeking to overthrow it, and wars between rebel groups as they fight to gain control of key areas. Caught in the middle of all of these, millions of civilians just trying to survive. So what is being done to end these wars? In the fight against ISIS, a U.S.-led coalition has launched more than 2,300 airstrikes in Syria. Nations that have taken part in the strikes include Bahrain, Canada, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and the UAE. Now France is talking about joining in.
It is our responsibility and my responsibility to urgently respond and also to make choices. France is ready to take part and to play its role.
And on Tuesday, France said it had flown its first reconnaissance missions over Syria.
Rayad Khan was killed in a precision...
And the UK admitted this week it had launched drone strikes at targets in Syria, despite a 2013 parliamentary vote against military action in the country.
We were exercising the UK's inherent right to self-defense. There was clear evidence of the individuals in question planning and directing armed attacks against the UK.
Meanwhile, the Syrian civil war is taking a heavy toll. A few weeks ago, more than 100 civilians were killed in airstrikes by the Syrian regime in the Damascus suburb of Douma. And activists say more than 300,000 people have been killed in 4 years of war. So what about pressure on the regime? The United Nations envoy to Syria says 4 nations are key.
In order to conclude the conflict, push Russia and America to continue seriously their dialogue and conclude it, and above all, to put enough moral pressure on those who can make a difference. Iran and Saudi Arabia, for God's sake, sit together. Do something about what otherwise will implode the whole region.
What have the U.S. and Russia been talking about? The U.S. has been warning Russia not to escalate its involvement on the side of the Assad regime. Russia is denying preparations for a major military deployment. With a tangible solution so far away, so too is the day that civilians won't feel the need to flee this country to survive.